In my hand here is my next big project. Welcome back to my shop and the channel. Before we get into the meat of this relatively short video, let me give you a couple of updates about the shop, my newly rearranged and easy to organize shop. The drill press, which had a ship date of, the new one, a ship date of April 10th, now has a ship date of late May. Yeah, supply chain. We're all dealing with that, aren't we? But here's a quick update on the chop saw when I attempted to do a dust collection system for it that wasn't great. Just like about everybody does, I built a box around the chop saw to kind of contain the dust a little bit, and I still have this hose back here and the dust buster and the shop back here. Now, I have 3 Ys back here, and I tried something out that failed miserably. This Y goes to the center sucker for the blade here. These 2 Ys went to 2 flexible hoses that came down either side here, and that also failed. That failed miserably. I really wasn't, I mean, it didn't get much dust, got a little bit extra dust, but not much. So I'm still kind of debating what I want to do here with that. I'm thinking about just cutting holes in the back here and putting a drawer under here and just let the sawdust fall down into the drawer and then empty it once in a while. But had to make a few modifications to this. Had to put a little bump out because of the travel here. Now, as I said earlier, I really only do crosscuts on this, and angled crosscuts. I don't do bevel cuts on it at all, and I don't need to go out to 50 degrees. I only go to 45. It goes 50 to this side. So right now it's going to suit my needs wonderfully. I might put some things up here. I don't know, but I think the easiest thing for me to do is just cut holes in the bottom of this 3/4 inch ply here, and then put a drawer in to catch the sawdust, because these things don't suck. I think you know what I mean. In a previous video, I mentioned and showed pictures of an armoire type piece of furniture Mara would like me to build for her. Here's what it looks like off the website we got the picture from, and here's a picture of it with the front open and the drawers pulled out. But all we had for dimensions was the height and width and depth. And the height was 68, the width was 56, and the depth was 21. And I want to get it as close to scale as I possibly can, and I also wanted to have that aesthetically pleasing look so that things look symmetrical. So what do? When those are the only dimensions you have, and photograph. Well, what I did is I took the photograph and I adjusted the print till I got exactly 8 inches from here to here. In other words, from the top of the molding down to the bottom of the OG feet. I then went into, and that came out to 8 inches. And then I went into AutoCAD and I drew an 8-inch line, and I broke that into 68 increments using the one of the tools. I can't remember the name of the tool it is. It's the array tool. I use the array tool to break it into 68 pieces. And this is what it looks like in the rough. And then I put the numbers in little longer lines on it like this, and of course took out the 8-inch rule, 8-inch arrow thing, dimension, and then I cut it out and pasted it on some cardboard, and here it is, right here. Now, how does this work? Let's take a look. Anytime you print on a laser printer or an inkjet printer, you're going to get distortion in one or both dimensions. You're going to get distortion this way or both ways. In this case, with this laser printer, the distortion is in one dimension. So when I take my 68-inch ruler, which is just a scale, and put it from the OG foot to the crown molding, it's exactly 68 inches. When I go across the crown molding, it looks like it's about a 3/4 of an inch longer than it actually should be. That's okay. I can deal with that. I can make adjustments necessary to make it symmetrical. Basically what you do is you draw a box, draw down the middle, and everything goes symmetric from that. But this gives me very, very close to where I need to be to get this piece to look like this with the details we want to put into it. Like I said, no, up here there's egg and dart. Mara doesn't want egg and dart. She wants very simple crown molding, and she wants very simple OG feet. So the OG feet will probably have less of the swirlies going down here. So there it is. That's basically how it works. Once you get the parts together to do it, you can do it. And there it is. That's essentially the technique I use a lot when I'm going to be doing something where I don't have the correct dimensions for it. I either kind of work it out in my head, draw it up on a piece of paper, or do what I did with this one, where I had the pictures and was able to scale it and then make a wonderful little scale for it. So, I wonder if she'll go maybe some raised panels on this. I don't know. It's up to her. It's her piece. Anyhow, oh yeah, there's going to be a lot of dovetail cutting on this, and I do use a lead jig for my dovetails, unless I'm doing a very fine detail piece of work, and then of course I have to do it by hand, because the lead jig has a limit to how small you can make the pins, excuse me, the tails, because pins and tails, because you're limited by the narrowest part of the router bit. Anyhow, let's move on. More projects to come. I don't know exactly what's coming up next, but look forward to this one. And until next time, make great things out of wood.